Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So once we get connected with our other students, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. And be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. So dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic informations for yourself to develop a very clear spiritual foundation, especially with practicing meditation. And out of this all, our purpose is giving a very clear clarity regarding our human mind and human behavior. Because when it comes to our day-to-day life, understanding itself and little bit go deeper and recognizing what is the mechanism of this inside body and mind will help for you to untangle all the difficulties. So as all of you know, our life basically experience with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body and mind. And at the same time, out of this all, most of time, we all experience the difficulties. Even though very purpose is finding the happiness and satisfaction, end of this all, we get tangled with some kind of unsatisfaction. So how this is possible? Why this happen like this way? Because our very purpose is finding the happiness, but still end up being suffering. So when it comes to the very deeper nature of life, the unsatisfactory nature or the very pain itself is the reality for all of us. We all experience that. Even though we experience the happiness for a certain level, underneath this all, finally, we end up being suffer. So this is the very nature of the conventional life. Why? Because this conventional life conditioned by many things. So our experience itself, our basic life itself, physical, mental, material, this all life conditioned by many things. And at the same time, deeply, this all governed by heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness, and the consciousness and space. This all energy. So the very nature of the energy is moving. So if something is moving, that means it is not permanent. If it is something not permanent, out of that impermanent things, there is no way that we can manifest something permanent. So the very basic life itself exists because of the change. So we have to understand that. But still, when it comes to our day-to-day life, we can't go into deeper understanding like that way. So basically, where we get tangled. So today we are looking to that and a little bit try to understand our deeper inner behavior. So important thing, even though we look for happiness and satisfaction, you have to remember that conventional level of happiness and satisfaction mostly come out of the desire. So that is why you should not empower that. And when it comes to the desire, the very nature of it, you can't find it just looking the surface level. Desire, you can't understand, go with the face value. It's deeply, very dark, and it's kind of like it's a puzzle. So that's why looking to desire, you have to have a very different kind of like a mindset. So the Vipassana meditation will help you to see the desire inside your mind. So now you have to remember the difference. In the conventional life, as ordinary people, we look for happiness and satisfaction. So what is that means? It's mean based with our desire, we go with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So whatever comfortable for us, and we gain it. But when we go through that way, we end up being unhappy. So this desire, deeper inside, bringing you some kind of informations, and you experience it as thoughts and feelings, and then you caught up there, and then you empower that feelings and thoughts, and then finally, it's not going to be there with you. It's going to disappear. But the day by day, what happened? The desire becomes stronger. So our very purpose in the beginning to satisfy the desire, and then you gain something. So out of what you gain, what happened, rather than satisfaction, the desire become more and more. So I will give you a simple example. When you have time, just think about it. It's for your homework. So whatever you like, maybe, so anything with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, when you go into an object, so just imagine that you seeing a movie. So it is an object for your eye. Or maybe you listening to music, it's an object for your ear. Or the smell, aroma. Or maybe you eating some food. It's an object for your tongue. And the feelings. Maybe you associate somebody. You're being with someone, you're with your loved ones, or maybe you're thinking something. So on the surface level, you see the movie, but deeply you have intention to watch a movie, but behind that intention, there is something. So while you watch the movie, most of time, you are not really watching the movie, you are feeding to that deeper desire. And maybe you will keep watching 100 movies, but still the deeper desire you can't recognize. Maybe you are listening to music. Most of time in day-to-day life, as ordinary people, we are really not listening to the song, because we are feeding to our deeper desire. Because of that, we will never catch the song. The aroma the same. And the tongue with the whatever you eat, most of time while you are eating, even though it is a action, it's a action that happen with your mouth and your tongue, and you do some kind of activities with the food, behind that there is another desire. That's why you will never find the satisfaction eating. And with the people, and maybe with your loved one, your husband, wife, or your partner, while you are being together, even though that person next to you, most of time, you are not experienced that person. You are experience something deeper inside your mind, and it come as a desire, and maybe you don't see it. And sometimes we get married, we have children, we have partners, and we think we want a partner because it's a calling from that desire. You are not most of time stay with the partner or stay with the husband and wife. There is someone else inside you interfere in that very moment. And when you with your husband or wife, with your partner, sometimes there is something else in your mind. Even the thinking the same. While you are thinking, there is somebody behind that thinking, find the satisfaction, feeding. It's like a zombie inside us. We feeding to that zombie nature while we thinking. It's never going to end. But the thing is, while you experience, you become the part of that experience. That's why that desire become a part of it. That's why you can't recognize it. So then when it comes to our reality, our very purpose of this all unfold our reality, connected to our reality. But sometimes what we mean by reality, most of time, our imagination can become our reality. Our illusion itself can become our reality. But that is not what we here mean by reality. It's not a third person interfering, hiding the desire and experiencing through eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. When that desire disappears, let the eye experience it. Let the eye consciousness experience it knowingly. It's an experience. There is no deeper desire behind it, watching something. So getting to that level is not easy, because our very nature itself, from childhood to this moment, we are feeding, we nourishing that behavior. And it's kind of like we build up day by day our imagination rather than reality. As example, you want to buy something. It's a very, sometimes you really want to buy a garment. So then you go to the mall, and you may seem sometimes go to many marketplaces and shopping cart in a corner with many items on it. So the people have behavior, just buying something and feeding to their desire. They really not want it, but they like to buy it. And sometimes they like to get it from the shell and put it to the cart. And it's kind of like for the moment, you're taking the cloth or any kind of items from the shell and put it to the cart, and you feel kind of like you're gaining it. And then, but still you don't want to buy it. So it's kind of like a window shopping. And we desire shopping, we desire shopping, we desire feeding every day in every angle. So if you are keep doing it, there is no way you can get out of this, because that is where you build up the happiness, you become happy. And sometimes, the most of time, there are some people, they can't buy things from kind of like certain places like a Best Buy, some other like a Walmart. They can't buy from their places because they are banned. So I asked, why it happened to you like this? No, because I return it many times. So there are some people buy things, they like to buy, but they don't use it. They want it to buy, they want to keep, it's mine, I bought this. They don't use it, and they keep buying, and then they go and return. They like it. So while they're doing, they nourish their fantasy, their illusion, their imagination. So that's itself. It's most of the time, look at that, it's not the real person inside. There is something that keep happening inside us. So it is your responsibility to catch that person, know that person, and not to feed that. It's not easy. It's very difficult because sometimes it's deeply hide inside us. And in many ways, is there the very reason most of time when we experience something, we think it is us, but it is not you. So there is a story. There was a husband and wife. So this husband used to drink a lot. When he come home, he drink a lot. So he come and he drink, and he come and sleep. He have no idea about the wife. So what happened by the time? But wife had a partner, another lover. So one day, wife stay with this partner, and during that time, this drunken husband came home, and the guy, the stranger, was so disappointed and afraid and tried to run away. And then wife told, don't worry, you stay. You sleep next to me. You don't worry. Why? Because he comes so drunk and he have no idea about this anything. And so this guy listened to the woman, and he slept next to the woman. So this drunken man came as usual, opened the door, and fell down to the bed because he's so drunk. And after like 1 hour, he suddenly wake up and then told, hey, honey, Normally in our bed, there are only 4 legs. But today, I can see 6 legs. Am I still drunk? What's happened? Is it real or something else? So then the wife told, honey, you don't worry. You are still drunk. So you get out of the bed and go to the door, and from there you look at the bed. Then you will see 4 legs. So this guy went to the door and look at the bed, and he see 4 legs. Oh, that's true. There are only 4 legs. Just my drunken mind see 6 legs. So this is what happens. Because our illusion caught up in us, when we see the truth and we can't recognize it, it's not us. We mostly engage with our emotions, our desires, and what we see from the outside. When our mind engage with things, we think it is me. So this nourishment, we keep feeding. Oh, I am one who eating. Oh, I am the one who's seeing. Oh, I am the one who hearing. So like this, we always, this experience we take as me. So because of that, what happens? We can't recognize this change. And we can't recognize this impermanence. We can't recognize this unsatisfactory nature. But if there is a time come for you to recognize this is not you, like that drunken mind, if they recognize that 4 legs means it is not his legs, then that is the day you wake up from the dream. So there was another incident. There were 7 friends, and one was that they went to village, like giving lessons, and they are kind of like a philosophers and pre-thinkers, and they're giving new ideas to each and everybody. And so what happened? So wherever they go, people appreciate them, and then little by little they had the kind of like a big ego, and they caught up on their own mind. So by the time what happened, there was a river, and for upland there was heavy rain. Because of that, the river, the flood was so heavy, and no bridge. So they had to cross the river. The water was a little bit heavy. So somehow they, one by one, crossed the river. After they crossed the river, there was a question came. Hey, we came 7 of us. We have to make sure that all 7 of us here now, no one missing. So then what happened? They make a line. And they make a line and then start to count and check, is there 7? How they count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 1 is missing. There's no 7. Then the other philosophers told, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like that, all 7 start to keep counting. Only 6 they count. Why? Because they didn't recognize the counter is a part of it. So this is what happens. If you look at yourself, when you're representing I, how are you going to represent? And you bringing all your past experience, you tell, oh, I used to be like this, I used to be like that. So many ways that whatever you have done in the past, and you bringing that all the experience to you. And today your identity means you matching your past experience to the present moment. But in the very moment that whoever that experience here right now, and you're missing. So that is your reality, but you don't see it most of time. So this reality crisis happening nowadays more and more. Because look at, we go with this machines, technology, and most of time we with the computer, we with the iPhone, iPad, and we with the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, so like that. And just imagine you record a video or you take a picture. And as you know that when you take a picture out of the camera, there is a certain mechanism create that picture with the pixels. So anymore, it is not you there. But still, once you post it, you don't recognize it as anymore. It's kind of like a picture, it's there. That whatever appear on the screen, you take it as you, but it is not you. So like that, just imagine entire world is a kind of like a spider network. We all caught up in that same illusion at the same time. That illusion now it become a reality. So then how we can get out of this? Because everybody caught up in the same illusion. So that is where we have to practice just by ourselves. So it may not going to happen overnight, but little by little, what you have to understand. That your reality is not what you think. That is the beginning point. The reality is what you experience in the moment, not what you think. So then when it comes to that understanding, even to release your mind from the thinker and get into the experiencer is a skill. Because most of the time, from morning to night, we live our life with not the experiencer, but with the thinker. So what we think, we become. So then, while you keep thinking, what happens? You become. So that itself become your samsara. So then, the Nibbana means when the day you recognize thinker as thinker, experiencer as experiencer, you will see when you don't think but experience, it is just happening, not becoming. So that's a moment kind of like you shifting yourself. Because rather than thinker is heavy, thinker is bigger. Experiencer, there is no such a permanent, concrete, unchangeable consciousness can experience anything. Because when you tune to the experiencer itself, that experience will take you to deeper understand how things come to be as they are. But while you live in the thinker, while you live with the thinker, while you are living on the thinker, you can't see the change. So then always you build up the idea of permanent. So that is something we create by our mind. So releasing that and get into this experience is the very purpose of practicing meditation. So that's why when you come to practice meditation, in the very beginning you develop tranquility state following the inhalation exhalation. So when it comes to the very practice this inhalation exhalation and observing inhalation exhalation, there are two things, body and mind. So first you have to bring your attention to the body and see how it is. And that's why mentally you have to relax your body. And at the same time, you have to keep your back straight, neck, head straight in one line. So remember and observe yourself and try to find the right place to focus your mind in front of your nose and upper lip area. So in that way, at the same time, you have to release your mind deeply, looking for breathing. Because sometimes some people, once they start to practice, they start to do like this, or they go like this, because they intentionally, they try to look or try to maintain the inhalation exhalation. No, simply you relax and keep your entire body relaxed, and you release your mind trying to do something, but observing. It's kind of like you neutralize completely mind, start to go with the body. Because once the mind interfere with the body, it's kind of like become a physical action. But now you allow body to be body. And you don't bring the mind to maintain the body. No, you allow body to be body, and you allow simply mind to be mind. So this separation is a skill that by practice you have to develop, little by little, step by step. That's why you have to develop some kind of practice, because otherwise for some people they can do it, but most of the time it is very difficult to do. And then the second one, this is very important. Don't try to verbalize your practice. Because if you try to verbalize what you practice, you miss the point. Then you caught up with the ideas, thoughts. Even though we listen in this very moment, and this verbal action will help you to understand, once you start to practice, you have to drop that verbal mindset. That's another way, this inner conversation. And simply observe, recognize moment by moment, moment by moment. So what you experience, you have to drop right there, not to carry it to next level, step by step. And so by the time you will recognize, the mind has a way to maintain without interfering to bodily action. So in that way, you simply more tune to the inhalation, exhalation, and you can go deeper and recognize and observe and understand it very clearly without verbalizing it. So that is a kind of like a practice you gain little by little. So there are two habits. General habit. So general habit with the practicing the posture. You need to do it again and again and again, and reflect on the body. And refining habits. Refining habits means that you have to see the mental behavior, because even though you don't see, there is a mental behavior that you already carry within yourself once you start to practice meditation. And that's why your mind always go here and there. And sometimes, even though you don't know, maybe your own meditation practice, still you don't see the breathing. When you come to the meditation and you start to get into some kind of trance or some kind of imagination, and you become very limited to some kind of feelings, even with the posture. Like when you practice yoga, certain postures, when you keep practice, it's kind of like this physical posture create a certain vibration. So that vibration interconnect your entire body. You feel your whole body as one, and then you mesmerize from that feelings. It's kind of like a numbness. And so don't allow it to happen. So refining habits with the mind means that when the mind go into whatever you used to do, you get out of it. You come to the right now, right here, what you experience, inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation, again and again. And knowingly that when the mind go into memory, bringing it back, settle down there. So by the time you will see your mind start to settle down and become very alert and focused, tuned to the moment of inhalation, exhalation. And from there, little by little, sharp, expand, go deeper with your attention. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. So your right palm on your left and neck straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens, just recognize, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, the stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. Your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chami sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya Dhamma Nudhamma Patipattiya Buddham Pujemi Dhammam Pujemi Sangham Pujemi Addaya Imaya Patipattiya Jati Jara Vyadhi Maranam Mahaparibunjissami Idamme Punya Kammang Asavakkaya Vahang Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamunchatu. Bless you.